so badly. So I owe it to them to finish my dinner. Just like I owe it to myself to enjoy another Eddie Burback banger. And I owe it to myself to do a little bit of tanking. To have a little bit of a really good time tanking. We back. Bit of a longer break than I would have liked, but had to take care of my boy. Had to take care of my sweet boy. Let's see. Eddie Burback hit us with the Club Penguin lore. I never fucked with Club Penguin, but I hear it was a big deal. I want to know more. Burback, I'm here to learn. Don't let me down, sir.
Sweat, loud music, a bag of powdered sugar, I think.
Penguins, pesto, Happy Feet, Robin Williams' accent and Happy Feet.
Combine these two concepts and you get Club Penguin.
At Club Penguin, you're a penguin.
But not just any penguin, you're a penguin ninja.
Or a secret agent. Chat with your friends. Or go off exploring. Have a race. Or pull cool tricks. Throw huge parties. You can even adopt your own pet puffle.
Or maybe just throw a snowball. There's something new and exciting every week.
You can start exploring this online world for free. Have fun at clubpenguin.com.
Club Penguin is one of the most interesting games of all time in that it's extremely important for a specific group of people and has mostly disappeared from pop culture. There isn't an exact time frame you needed to be born to enjoy Club Penguin, but if we look at the teen boy musician statistics, if you fall somewhere in this zone, starting with the Aaron Carter, Jesse McCartney era, moving all the way through the days of Justin Bieber and the Jonas Brothers, skipping somewhere near when Zayn left One Direction, you've probably visited Club Penguin Island at some point.
No, I know.
For those who are unaware, Club Penguin was a point-and-click social experience for kids in the late 2000s. Kids could create their own penguins, play mini-games, buy clothes, own a pet, decorate their igloo, and much more.
Now, we played the shit out of Club Penguin when we were younger, so allow us to take you on a tour of the island. First, we have the cultural hub of Club Penguin Island, Town, featuring a nightclub.
Hell yeah, dude.
Did we put music in?
A coffee shop to start the day. Something smells good.
Could be the coffee. A gift shop for clothing and accessories.
Looking to relax by the water? Perhaps visit the lighthouse, the dock, or the beautiful lakeside.
The Plaza is another social hub on the island where you can make friends, and also maybe in 2006 you chatted with another person and had your first official girlfriend in Club Penguin. And you never spoke again, but that also means you never technically broke up. So that's a little confusing.
It's also home to the Pizza Parlor, which is the location of this iconic song.
Want to visit the pet shop to get your very own pet? Club Penguin has their own unique animal called the Puffle, a little piece of dryer lint with eyes, each color coming with their own special traits. Oh, it looks like you don't have enough coins. Hit the mines. You're also given your own igloo to come back to after hitting the town. And it's nice to come back home after... Oh my god. I didn't know we were still together. I'm with someone. We've been together for like 4.5 years. I know. Now this place is very special to the people who visited it as children. But how did it start? First, we need to go back. The Cenozoic era. The first evolution of penguins began to roam the earth.
Fast forward.
The original idea...
Yeah, come on, Eddie. We're not making an H-Bomber guy video here.
...for Club Penguin came from one man in Kelowna, Canada named Lance Preed. In the late 1990s, Lance had a business developing flash games for his website called RocketSnail.com. And one of those flash games was called Ballistic Biscuit, which very closely resembles one of Club Penguin's first mini-games, Hydro Hopper. According to his website, sometime in 1999, he was attempting to make a massive multiplayer snowball fight game called Snow Blasters. The plan was for it to be a free MMO snowball war with thousands of concurrent players at one time. Although there was no public release of the game, many of the ideas he had for Snow Blasters carried into his next project, Experimental Penguins.
Experimental Penguins was an online chat room where you could walk around a nearly empty void and chat with other penguins online. This game, however, actually launched to the public in January of 2000. Due to Rocket Snail already being a very popular site for Flash games, Experimental Penguins instantly had thousands of users. In 2003, Lance then rebuilt the game, rebranding it as Penguin Chat, and added a lot of features that look familiar to anyone who's played Club Penguin. The ability to throw snowballs, emote, dance, and the designs of the penguins themselves.
Now, according to Lance, by 2004, more than 1 million penguins had waddled around Penguin Chat. And later that year, he had the idea to create a safe place for kids to play online. By 2005, Lance was simultaneously working at an advertising company called New Horizons Productions. His coworker, Lane Merrifield, saw the potential in the success of Penguin Chat, and they banded together to try and make it a more...
Which goblin cartel is known for plundering the natural resources of Azeroth? The Blackwater Raiders, the Venture Company, the Kajaro Trading Company, Smoky Wood Pastures. That should be the Venture Company. Yeah.
For complete game and service. They then took their idea to their boss, owner of New Horizon Productions, Dave Crisco.
We pitched him. It took about 2 hours, and at the end of the pitch, he looked at us and he said, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. None of this makes any sense to me, but I've never seen either of you this passionate before, and so let's figure out how to do it here.
Who the fuck is this boss? He sounds awesome.
One of my bosses once lost my time card for 2 weeks of work and then refused to pay me until they found the time card in their house.
With the freedom and job security to make Club Penguin, Lance and Lane fast-tracked the development and had a playable version ready that year. On August 22nd, 2005, a beta of Club Penguin launched to 15,000 users. On October 24th, 2005, Club Penguin officially launched to the public.
And the game was an instant success.
That's spicy
in less
hot
than
sauce.
6 months, by March 2006, Club Penguin had reached over 1 million users. Users who were primarily kids. But what was it like for the kids actually playing the game? As people born in 1996, we fell smack.
God, this transmog is so fucking sick. And now I can see why I missed this game, because they were born in 1996. I was born 10 years before that.
Dab in the middle of snotty iPad kids and millennials who are deeply offended that... What? Gen Z's trying to what? Cancel Eminem. Gen Z's trying to cancel Eminem? Honey, that's cute. Listen, little kitties.
But one thing that dates us heavily was our access to the internet in elementary school. The online world was accessible through a singular place in our home.
A portal to the digital world through what was first a beige hunk of plastic and later became a jet engine Dell laptop tucked away on a messy desk in the living room. The family computer.
There were few websites and places to explore under the watchful eye of your parents. Sure, when they weren't in the room, you'd be exposed to disturbing animations, adult-themed games, and AIM chat rooms.
But when they were around, you mostly had CartoonNetwork.com, Nickelodeon.com, DisneyChannel.com, and Business Insider when you wanted to keep track of your portfolio.
But before social media...
Little fourth grader in a suit?
What?
Little fourth grader with a briefcase and a suit? That could be funny.
Yeah.
Little guy in a suit. Taking calls, doing business, getting served divorce papers. That could be a good joke.
Sure. But before social media destroyed our prepubescent minds, a different type of social network became the talk of the playground. That, of course, was Club Penguin.
You begin by creating your very own penguin. As fourth graders, this was the first online avatar and account we'd ever created. And as a dumb kid, creating your penguin felt really exciting as you prepped to explore the island. Now doing it as a 27-year-old,
So if he was in 4th grade, and there was a 10-year age difference between me and Mr. Burback here. In 4th grade, I was 9 years old. So no wonder I missed Club Penguin. I was literally playing World of Warcraft. Little temp check here. How old is Club Penguin? 19 years. Yep. World of Warcraft has officially been around longer than Club Penguin. Wee woo, wee woo. Context alert. they're making it seem like Club Penguin is some anachronistic game. World of Warcraft has been around longer.
Did it feel like I was trying to pump nostalgia into my veins to relive a time that's long past? No.
Once you're in, the entire island is open to you. A giant frozen playground with mini games to play and people to meet. But just like the real world, you need money to do anything fun. So forget about child labor laws. It's time to get to work. The only way to earn coins is to play the mini games on the island. Some of these are themed to working a job like Pizzatron 3000, where you make pizza on a conveyor belt that moves way too fast for your mouse to make the orders on time.
You could also get a job at the coffee shop, tasked with catching sacks of coffee beans behind the store. But watch out, the guy in the truck wants to fucking kill you. While you stand there waiting to catch heavy sacks of beans, he tosses flower pots, giant fish, and anvils at your head. Buddy, what are you doing? We're on the same team here. If you want to toss the anvil at anyone, do it at the CEO of the coffee company, not me working in the back.
But once you make some coins, what can you do with them?
The gift shop in the town square would include a monthly catalog of new and old items to customize your penguin. Right now, the fan servers running rotate old monthly catalogs. So on the day of recording this, it's the October catalog, full of Halloween costumes.
Coins also allow you to buy your very own puffle, and other shops have their own catalog.
Am I able to get into Raid
This one
Finder
features
yet?
houses, accessories, care items, and toys for your puffle.
But there is a dark class undertone to Club Penguin that we experienced as children. Now, this is due to the admirable aspect that Club Penguin refused to open online advertising to children.
We always knew it was going to be subscription, even from the beginning, because one of our core beliefs and core values was around not advertising to young kids, you know, especially when they don't understand the difference between what's an ad and what's not.
But Club Penguin was a website that needed revenue, so they set up a membership system within the game. $5.95 a month, and you could earn yourself your very own Club Penguin membership.
So those catalogs we mentioned, with all that cool stuff, basically everything was locked behind a Club Penguin membership, leaving non-members to wait for special events and free items to allow themselves to customize past their basic color.
Even the entire Igloo furniture catalog was locked behind the membership, so customizing your Igloo was a membership-only feature.
Now, as adults, we actually prefer this business practice for children. Let kids with rich parents fund the free game so it can continue to be free and ad-free for every child. But as kids ourselves in 2006, you'd need to clear 2 Herculean tasks to become a member. 1. Have parents that would shell out $5.95 a month just for you to get a cool jacket in the cartoon Penguin game. And since we were fraternal twins, that charge instantly doubles to $11.90 a month. There was absolutely no chance in hell our parents were going to pay $142 a year, $227 adjusted for inflation, just for us to be a unique shade of blue in Club Penguin. Number 2. This was also the mid-2000s, before streaming service subscriptions, before everyone had an Amazon Prime account. The concept of entering your credit card info online or any information about yourself was terrifying to parents.
So for most kids, the game sort of had a class system that resembled their real-life parents' socioeconomic status. Members even had access to exclusive parties within the game that those stupid fucking loser non-members couldn't go to. Entire areas would be locked off from you if you didn't join. Like during a holiday event, if you try to get into the new bakery kitchen, you'd be stopped by a pop-up message that reads, "You must be a member to enter the bakery kitchen. We'd love for you to join." As a member, you can serve cookies wearing a special apron, bake a deluxe gingerbread igloo, and join the bakery staff. I want a special apron. I want a deluxe gingerbread igloo.
In a way, Club Penguin was hitting us with the same financial issues that we were dealing with socially. Like when one of our upper middle class friends made fun of me when he found out the only Hollister shirt I owned came from Plato's Closet, a secondhand store. It's the same shirt. It's the same fucking shirt at a lower price. That's just good business. I'm just kidding. That's not his real name.
Or is it? One of our friends, who like us normally never had a membership, asked for it as a gift for his birthday, and we were so fucking jealous of all the cool shit he had. His igloo was full of furniture and customization, while I was stuck with these boring, white, insane asylum walls. At least give me a Bob Marley poster, a Pulp Fiction poster, anything.
Sorry guys, Tony just texted me while sitting right next to me and said Tony needs a brand new igloo in the Hamptons. I guess a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Tiny Tony, and Incogni paid to be the sponsor of this video. Tiny Tony hates the fact that everyone's personal
Ethical
data...
Reacts, where's their code? There it is. Bareback deal. That's with a U. It's not a bareback deal. But yeah, if you want to do incogni, there's your code. Use their code.
60% off, link in the description. Okay, back to the video and have a tiny day. One of the most unique parts of Club Penguin, especially so early on, was in how the world was constantly changing. And a lot of that change came in the form of events. I remember them teasing the first fall fair by leaving crates of decorations in the lighthouse. New Horizons would constantly tease future events through Easter eggs in the world and in their in-world newspaper, the Club Penguin Times.
What's crazy is that the Club Penguin Times actually did real journalism and broke a lot of important news. While we were recently playing one of the fan servers, they were running the fall fair, and it completely transformed the island. The town was covered in new signs and lights, there were new areas added, like a circus tent where Puffles performed a show, and a Ferris wheel that gave you a view of the whole island.
I even had a beautiful moment with another player.
The forest was filled with tents that had different brand new mini games that you could play. I used to love the fall fair as a kid. It was really fun to have added mini games to the game I was already logging into all the time. And playing those games would give you tickets that you could then take to a prize booth and get customizable items for your penguin and igloo. But there were two massive draws to these events when we were kids. The first was that these were full of free items for non-members. So if you weren't a rich kid, this wasn't just a seasonal item.
Wow.
This green apple costume would have to be one of your main outfits all year. And the second was that it was a really simple and fun way to spark the imagination for kids playing. Imagination and play were actually a huge part of the daily gameplay loop of Club Penguin. Walking into the pizza parlor in 2006 would reveal kids pretending to be customers, pretending to work behind the counter, pretending to be waiters, because the gameplay outside of the minigames was a social experience for young kids. And what would young kids do if they were given the set of a coffee shop or a gift shop? They play pretend. They're kids.
And there were events for everything. Winter festivals, pizza parties, summer parties, a sports party, a medieval party, a music jam, and a puffle party.
Looking back on these as adults in 2024, it's kind of shocking to look at a free game for kids whose main focus was just to make it as fun for them as possible. Sure, they were selling memberships, but the development seemed focused on harboring a safe and imaginative environment for their young audience. In the games industry, this is not normal.
And this wasn't a happy accident. It was a very intentional and responsible relationship they cultivated with the kids playing.
The team at New Horizons actually had a policy where they would read and reply to every single email that was sent in about Club Penguin.
But this team wasn't just about customer service and answering emails. They were really at the heart of everything that we were doing. They were so dedicated and so passionate that at its peak, this team was responding to over 10,000 emails a day.
This back and forth between the young audience and the developers was absolutely felt by us at the time. People in chat would share a rumor about, say, a pirate ship for a year, and then suddenly a pirate would pull up to the island with a big event.
One of my favorite stories is around how we ended up coming up with ninjas and launching ninjas in the world. You know, ninjas originally, the only real reference we had to them was on our original homepage, where if you clicked on the end, the little penguin would turn into a ninja. That was it. But kids, regardless, kept coming up with ideas and stories around, you know, every time we'd have like a bug in the world or there'd be a little glitch, I bet it was the ninjas.
This spawned a multi-year back and forth between the kids who played Club Penguin and the team making it. Kids would joke about a ninja doing something in the game or create a rumor about them, and then suddenly the developers would put in an Easter egg about a ninja in the game. And after years of back and forth of this community-wide inside joke, they turned it into a fresh and new part of the game. And the best example of this is Club Penguin's most popular update of all time, Card Jitsu.
Card Jitsu is unlike anything else in Club Penguin. To top off the years of ninja rumors, New Horizons created a competitive card game with a full ranking system. It's sort of like a complex game of rock, paper, scissors. Cards are either fire, snow, or water. Snow freezes water, water extinguishes fire, and the fire melts ice. If both players use a card with the same element, whoever has the higher number value card wins the round. To win, you either need all three elements in different colors or one element in 3 different colors.
Playing this again was actually a really fun time until we finally progressed to the ranked mode. Tony won our first match, which placed him in a higher bracket than me, and no one else was on the fan server playing ranked, so we just could never play a game again. In the summer of 2006, another cool update arrived to the island and quickly became our favorite part of the game. For some reason, The early 2000s was obsessed with media set around kids who had a double life as a secret agent. The two of us ate that shit up. Codename Kids Next Door, Spy Kids, and Agent Cody Banks were some of our favorites.
We wanted a secret hidden spy HQ so badly as kids that we once printed out custom Codename Kids Next Door spy badges and converted our tiny closet into our very own headquarters.
And yeah, before you comment it, we know that's adorable. We were adorable. Tony more so than me. It's obvious. It's okay. I've made my peace with it.
So when Club Penguin started a mini quest to uncover a secret penguin spy agency, we were all over that. The Penguin secret agent missions were point-and-click adventures that had you investigating different mysteries around the island. The very first mission was helping Aunt Arctic find her missing Puffles. It also introduced you to Gary the ski shop clerk, who reveals himself to be a part of the secret agent organization and becomes a recurring character throughout all of the missions.
Now, the missions were never very complicated, but they have you exploring the entire island from a different perspective, filling the world that kids normally walked around in with new hidden details around the island with animations that were much higher quality than the regular game, which makes it much more engaging to look around for clues and items that will help you solve puzzles. You also run into other penguins that you can talk to, and it adds a lot of life to the game that typically is only there socially with other kids.
But the most important aspect of these missions is that they had an overarching story with an antagonist, Herbert the polar bear.
Herbert is slowly introduced to the missions over the course of a year and a half, which to a fourth grader is 30 years. He becomes the main antagonist, and along with his crab sidekick Klutzy, continues to plot and plan to take over the island. Why does he want to take over the island? To warm it up because he hates the cold. Yeah, Herbert, no need to plan, buddy. I think the human race has got you covered on that one.
After years of missions, things escalate to eventually causing an island-wide blackout during Operation Blackout. We had stopped playing at this point, but with some research, it looks like he kept trying to fuck everything up. He kidnapped Gary in 2012, hashtag Gary 2012. He was Darth Vader at one point.
I don't know, man. We were too old for this stuff. But if you really want to beat Herbert, just keep generating AI images, and the data centers that give you Mario drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette will melt Herbert's habitat right away.
By 2007, Club Penguin had become a household name, specifically for households with kids aged 6 to 14. And on the business side, the membership model was a complete success.
So much so that it sparked the interest of one of the biggest companies in the world.
What?
Sorry, I don't know. That was supposed to be Mickey Mouse.
Why is it me?
I don't know. That was supposed to be
Why
Mickey.
is it me? On August 1st, 2007, Disney announced in an earnings call that they had purchased Club Penguin and New Horizon Interactive for $350 million. Disney CEO Bob Iger told investors on the day of the purchase, "This acquisition is consistent with our strategy of leveraging technology to create and deliver high-quality entertainment around the world and our commitment to investing our capital to generate growth and value for our shareholders."
Amazing.
I can feel the Disney magic already.
Amazing.
$350 million is a lot of money. It's like the revenue from 2 of our videos combined.
According to Disney at the time, since its launch in October 2005, award-winning Club Penguin has grown to more than 700,000 current paid subscribers and has achieved this remarkable subscriber and user growth with very limited marketing efforts, relying mostly on strong product and word-of-mouth awareness among kids. This site has more than 12 million activated users, primarily in the US and Canada, and is one of the fastest-growing online destinations for kids ages 6 to 14.
Disney had already been trying to break into this market with their own online worlds like Toontown, Pirates of the Caribbean Online, and Pixie Hollow. But you're Disney in the 21st century. If you can't compete with something popular, just buy it. You can buy anything. One day you'll own it all. The Mouse lovingly described Club Penguin in their acquisition by saying, "The site features animated penguin avatars that inhabit a snow-covered virtual world, converse with other users, participate in group activities, and create and furnish a virtual home with currency earned inside the game."
Kind of sounds dumb when you say that. Yeah, don't explain it so fucking boring.
Sounds lame.
I don't want to play anymore.
Under Disney's reign, the world of Club Penguin continued to grow. More minigames were added, new locations, more agent missions, and regular updates continued as it did before the acquisition. But at the same time, the player base began to decline. Speaking from experience, we just got older. In middle school, we got an Xbox 360, and Club Penguin started to feel like a stupid kid game for babies. We were men now. We played Halo 3 and unknowingly signed up to social media companies giving them our personal data as minors.
And unfortunately for the brains of the youth of the world, kids started to have iPod Touches, iPhones, and iPads. So the era of socializing as a young kid on the family computer began to die, as every kid had access to the internet in their pocket.
Now, as a kid, you were never limited to staying on kid-friendly sites while your parents were in the room.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Good thing we stopped that and kids aren't immediately shoved out into a virtual version of the adult world with almost no restrictions, well before they can even spell, allowing them to properly develop in the real world without being exposed to the radiation that is social media and the internet that adults are too addicted to. So
we're slipping in the Halo 3 theme there. Classy. Well done. I caught that, Eddie.
So much so that they're completely unwilling to even start the conversation about whether or not this is bad for them, let alone destroying the brains of their children.
Yeah, my kid's friend has an iPad. I don't want him to be a loser. The era of websites for Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network was mostly over. All of them slowed production of their websites and games because less and less people were logging on. By 2013, the original kids who played Club Penguin were around 13 to 19 years old.
At 16 ourselves, we weren't getting on Club Penguin anymore and hadn't been for years. But if we had logged on, the version of Club Penguin that Disney had fostered was very different from the one we knew.
But if you thought Disney bought Club Penguin just so they could market more Disney animated movies to kids, you'd be dead wrong. They also sold Marvel and Star Wars costumes as well. A look at the catalog every few months would be full of these crossovers.
Like, for example, this Marvel catalog.
What
with some
the
of the
hell?
ugliest and most hilarious customizable outfits I've ever seen in a video game. They even rebranded the entire world to be Star Wars themed for their Star Wars event in 2013 to celebrate Disney's purchase of Lucasfilms. What did I say, Disney? You can just buy it. Now, you may consider that a destruction of everything that made Club Penguin great for kids. A game free of advertising.
You know, especially when they don't understand the difference between what's an ad and what's not.
But in the business world, we call that synergy. Sure, it's a big ad, but using the game to increase brand awareness and create a good revenue flow for this quarter will be great in this sector. Don't you think, fourth grader who just wants to play the Penguin game? Don't you think it'll be a good quarter? I'm gonna cut myself a fat bonus this year and lay off half the company. Whip out your fucking wallet right now. I make a shit ton of money. I'm in debt. I'm irresponsible with it. I bought a yacht. I live in Texas, not on the coast. Middle of the state. I live in the dead center coordinates of Texas. They parked the yacht on my driveway.
On January 31st, 2017, after nearly 10 years of ownership, Disney announced that they would be shutting down Club Penguin to make way for their new mobile app, Club Penguin Island. An entirely new world built from the ground up with mobile phones in mind. It was clear that Disney didn't want people to choose between the two and was attempting to force everyone over to the new service.
People were heartbroken over the announcement, and many logged onto their old account for the first time in years to attend the final event in the game. And during the entire run of Club Penguin's history, there was one rumor so common that it became an inside joke for any kid who played it at one point. Early on, some kid somewhere started spreading the rumor that if you got enough people to go to the iceberg and walk to one side, it would tip over. In New Horizons fashion, the joke would pop up every once in a while in the world, furthering the rumor and joke even more. For real, anytime you logged on, if you went to the iceberg, there was always a group of people trying to do it and swearing it was possible in chat. That's just how common it was.
So for the final event, the Waddle-On Party, New Horizons finally allowed the people who enjoyed their game for over 10 years the chance to tip the iceberg. This event was talked about all over the internet, with thousands of people now coming back to the game and begging Disney to keep the servers up. But the plan to shift Club Penguin to the new app was already in effect.
It's not entirely shocking why Disney would do this, though. Like we said, the original Club Penguin was declining in players every year, and they wanted to attract new kids. And at the same time, a year earlier, Google had announced that it would begin phasing out support for Flash Player, which Club Penguin ran on. So as times rapidly changed and the bones of the original game was going away, this seemed like it would be a pretty decent move. That being said, Club Penguin Island was ugly.
The designs of Club Penguin didn't translate very well to 3D. Just one look at the town square or the island as a whole made it very clear that they had shifted the art style to be more fantasy.
Original Club Penguin before Disney makes total sense from a design perspective to anyone trying the game for the first time. Penguins in the cold snow, a town in the winter, a ski resort, an ice rink. Makes sense to me. Fantasy seems like a whole new thing that doesn't smoothly work with the theme.
The camera was also clearly designed to be as easy as possible for everyone to use, but I ended up fighting constantly just to see. So I can never look where I want to and I can't see where anyone is. Compared to the original where there was only one view so you could see everyone that was in the room with you. Can you tell me where I am right now? Because I can't. And all of the penguins talk now. In fact, they won't shut up.
I'm Captain Rockhopper, and this be the Migrator, finest ship at sea.
We're clearly not the only ones who felt this way, because on December 20th, 2018, just a year and 8 months from when it had launched, Club Penguin Island shut down. And for Disney, that was basically the end of Club Penguin. The official website is gone, the YouTube channel was wiped and deleted, it's as if it never existed. Keep in mind, like we've explained, this wasn't a project that Disney started and then wiped from existence. It's something that they bought, made their money, and then decided it was too good of a property to sell, but not good enough of a property to pay attention to. So it got pulled from the shelf and locked away in a dark room, maybe forever.
But there was a generation of people who had Club Penguin as a part of the best years of their childhood. And if there's one thing that gets people excited, angry, or both at the same time online, it's nostalgia.
It became clear very quickly that millions of people were deeply unhappy about Disney shutting down Club Penguin forever. There's even a YouTube video with 17 million views showing the final moments the servers were live. Disney, however, is a billion-dollar corporation, and they have tons of properties and businesses with millions of fans. So when an audience that could sustain a small games company for a lifetime makes noise to a titan like Disney, they just don't have to listen.
But the Club Penguin community survived with the rise of private servers. Club Penguin private servers are versions of the game independent from Disney that are run by fans. These unknown people were able to save a lot of the art and assets of the original Club Penguin and recreate the entire game on their own private servers. As of writing this video, there are 17 active Club Penguin private servers. Each one is run independently with its own code, moderation team, rules, and even the specific Club Penguin era it's in.
Some servers look like Club Penguin when it shut down, with all the Disney additions and cross promotions that they added over the years. Some servers only update to what people consider the golden era, more around when we played it as kids. Some even add their own content, create new events, and add quality of life features that the original never had.
One of the servers that had a quick rise to prominence was Club Penguin Rewritten, which immediately started being developed by 3 college students when Disney announced the end of Club Penguin. The private server actually released a month before the original game even shut down.
It seemed that the community interest for Club Penguin, sparked by the threat of its erasure, had pumped new life into the community. And when COVID quarantine hit and all the older millennials and Gen Xers were making bread or some shit, younger millennials were headed back to Club Penguin. At its peak, they were getting 30,000 signups every single day. They even held new events like a concert for the real-life soccer mommy.
So Club Penguin survived. It's doing well, and best of all, memberships are completely free for all users so they can enjoy the game like their rich friends when they were kids. Sounds great, right? Well, not exactly.
Before you run to any of these fan servers, we need to warn you, without a major company behind the game, there isn't the best guarantee that your email and password won't be leaked at some point. Security online costs money. Running game servers costs money, and to cover that cost out of pocket as a fan would be an insane personal investment. This forced the people of Rewritten to make the biggest mistake you possibly can on Earth when dealing with running something as a fan. They tried to make their own money off of something Disney owns. To offset server costs, Club Penguin Rewritten tried to run ads on their website, but the second you make a single fucking cent on something that Mickey Mouse owns, they will make sure that you eventually pay for it.
Rewritten had been running ads for about 5 years when the London police arrested 3 people involved and seized the website on suspicion of distributing materials infringing copyright.
Now don't get us wrong, it sucks that Disney shut down the original Club Penguin. It also sucks that the only place to play it is on a fan server that Disney also shut down. But like, it is a crime, though. Whether or not you agree on the copyright law for sure, but like they were aware that they were infringing on the copyright when they were running the fan server. There's just kind of the hope that Disney would be chill about it, and Disney's never chill about it.
Historically, they're not very chill about these things. We wish Disney would just sell Club Penguin to a company interested in running it. But when that process hasn't gone through official channels, you just have no clue who's running the fan website and what their intentions are. The real problem comes when you have a game that targets kids, run by people who are fans, who are not equipped for the responsibility of maintaining a safe environment for them.
Original Club Penguin is famously the most moderated website maybe in history. Every kid got banned at least once for trying to say damn.
And it's not just moderation, you're also giving your personal information to a random fan server. Just while making this video, I got an email from one of the private servers that all the info I used to sign up had been compromised. Thankfully, I used a fake email for my March of the Penguins account.
And this just shows how much constant effort goes into keeping something like Club Penguin a safe space for kids. The original game was built from the ground up on the very idea of safety. Lance and Lane's original 2-page pitch to make Club Penguin even includes that idea as the very first bullet point.
And there's really nothing like Club Penguin today.
The only two that you can really make a comparison to in popularity are maybe Roblox and Fortnite.
Roblox is a child safety hellscape. They are constantly being investigated for harboring communities that are unsafe for children. Like shit that's so bad that we can't even say it in this video. A lot of people now have tons of happy memories playing Roblox with their friends, but it doesn't have the same focus on keeping the space fun, safe, and imaginative for children playing.
Yeah, that hurts
Hindenburg
profits.
Research released a scathing report that included them saying,
overall, we think Roblox has adopted the Silicon Valley approach of growth at all costs, whether by misleading or outright lying to
I mean, people act like that's a choice you make. Like when you've got investors, when you've got shareholders, you have an explicitly, legally binding fiduciary duty to make them as much money as possible. So, like, it's not like they're choosing to be evil. They're literally following the law you guys said is so important to follow, right? Like, come on now.
Investors about its key metrics or by opening its platform to dangerous predators and illicit content unsuitable for children. Just because you are slaying in Dress to Impress doesn't mean that there should also be a 6-year-old hanging out there with you. Fortnite, however, is a much safer place online for sure. But another reason Club Penguin was so special is because it didn't shake down kids and their parents' credit cards so constantly. The game was free, and there was a membership like Fortnite's Battle Pass, but it was $6. On top of that, there were constantly free items given to you in the game. I never had a membership, and after years of playing, I had a bunch of customizable items. The Fortnite Battle Pass is $9.50 a season. Adjusted for inflation, that actually comes out to something pretty similar. But that doesn't give you an open door to every item in the game. Most skins in the item shop are $15 to $20 each, and that's not if you want to get a bigger pack of items. Do you want the Iron Man skin in Club Penguin? That'll be $6 for 1 month, and you can buy it with in-game coins. You want the Iron Man skin in Fortnite? That's going to be $15 just for this item. If you wanted to get the customization that you could get from Club Penguin memberships in Fortnite, you would be spending thousands of dollars a year.
But original Club Penguin also couldn't avoid the temptations of squeezing money out of the children playing.
The business was simply too big, and once Disney bought them, the focus was no longer just a safe and free place to play online that could thrive financially through its memberships. It had to make even more.
So what we can look back on now is a pocket of time where there was a moderated, fun, free website that a kid could access on a supervised family computer.
That website was simply too successful for its own good and caught the attention of the biggest entertainment beast that the world has ever seen. And this was a game that wasn't made for or ready to transition to a younger generation on their phones. It's unfair to people born after us that they were given an iPad as a young kid. It's also unfair that people our age were sucked into social media right as we hit puberty. But that just seems to be the world that adults have created for the kids who inhabit it. If it's not making a ton of money, what's good for kids generally is not incentivized. You can see it in things like Roblox and in Fortnite.
The purpose of this video is not to say that things were awesome when we were young and what kids like now sucks. Club Penguin was a special pocket of something really cool that doesn't seem to be possible today.
And that is why, Mom, Dad, it would be a smart investment to get us our very own Club Penguin memberships. Please, oh my God, please.
It's not that much money.
It's just like $5.95. Please.
The Burbacks have some fantastic comedic timing.
This video has been sponsored by Brilliant. These are pop.
I love Nile Blue so much. His vocal inflection is addictive. I fucking love his shit.
Rocks, and they're one of my favorite candies. I do have one major issue with them though, and that's that in every package, there never seems to be very much of it, and it's kind of expensive for what you get. I mean, it's only usually around $1 per pack, but in my opinion, that's still a lot for just this little bit of sugar, and I've always felt that there had to be a cheaper way to get them. More specifically,
Making Pop Rocks from scratch is complicated.
always felt that it had to be cheaper if I were just able to make them myself. And when I went online a few months ago, I was actually able to find a bunch of recipes. The only problem was that every one that I tried was nothing short of trash. That sucks. And not only did none of them really pop, the taste was always kind of off. With a bit more research though, I was able to find the way that they are supposed to be made, which is apparently a much more difficult and complicated process that uses both high pressure gas and very specialized equipment. It was also for sure going to be very expensive, and the cost of it would completely negate any possible savings that I would ever get by making my own Pop Rocks. Except at this point, I was already fully committed to trying to make them myself, and after a few hours on Alibaba and a few months of waiting, I became the proud owner of this amazing machine. It's it looks very complicated, but we'll get to that when we get there.
Okay.
I think for now we need to focus on simple steps, starting from the beginning. And for that, the first thing that we have to do is make some candy. What we have to do now is just make some pretty basic candy. It's a pretty standard candy making process, very similar to anyone who's seen the video that I made cinnamon candy in. We just have to use a pot and get some sugar, also known as sucrose. We also need regular corn syrup.
These aren't unique equipped. Hold up. These aren't unique equipped? So I could do this and that. And then I can just do that. Okay. Fucking incredible. Incredible. Let's fucking go.
An insane amount of lactose.
Wait, why do we need lactose though?
Honestly, I don't really know. It just apparently makes a better quality Pop Rock that pops better and doesn't get soggy as easily. That's what I'm aware of.
And all Pop Rocks have lactose?
Yeah, as far as I know. But either way, we need to start mixing it all together. And specifically, we need to use a ratio of 52 to 27 to 21 sucrose to lactose to corn syrup. It's an insanely specific amount, and it's based on a patent that I found. They say that exact amount potentially makes the optimal candy. So that's what we're gonna do. I've also estimated how much of it will fit in roughly half of this contraption, and based on all my calculations, I came up with some numbers.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. So we'll start with the sucrose. And we'll need 182 grams. Exactly. No more, no less, or we ruin everything.
Be careful.
Oh. Oh, that's over.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think the scale's even insanely precise anyway.
Oh,
so,
okay.
That goes in the pot. Okay. And we'll do the next one, which is 94.5 grams of lactose. Look at that. No one suspects lactose to be in candy. Not this much lactose, especially. Okay, got a good mixture of sugars in there. And now, 73.5 grams of corn syrup. Whew. Oh, yes. Now we add the corn syrup to all the other sugar. Okay, pouring in the syrup. Okay, so I think that's fine. And now all we have to add is some water. And I'm gonna use it to wash what we have a little bit.
How much water do you use? Doesn't matter?
I have literally no idea how much we're using. It also kind of just doesn't say in any of the patents or recipes that I found. My assumption and what I gathered is it's just enough water to barely dissolve everything. Bet you I added. No, I don't think that's too much.
Oh, that looks good. That looks fine.
Okay, I mean, I think it looks good. So now we start phase 2. And to do that, we need a spatula. And we'll need a little candy thermometer.
Okay.
And the goal now is to turn on the cooker, put it on like low heat, and we need to keep heating it until it gets to 320 Fahrenheit. So now it's obviously way more liquidy than it was before because the sugar's actually melting. The temperature is 211.
Let's try a time walking dungeon as a tank. Let's try it. Let's do a quick tank.
What we're trying to do here is take the candy through its various stages, where right now the major thing that we're doing is just boiling off water. But at the same time, I think that what we're also doing is breaking down the sucrose a bit, and with heat, some of it should turn into fructose and glucose.
Let's go.
Which I think makes the final
Botanica
candy that we get
absolutely
harder. And this is good because harder candy will trap gas better, which then allows it to pop better. That is all I know.
Perfect.
But anyway, right now, it's at around 236 or 7, and we still got like almost 100 degrees to go. So in the meantime, I think
I'm fucking booming these guys on damage, by the way.
best thing that we can do is prepare our flavors. And for that, we have this. It's a giant thing of industrial flavor.
Oh, the methylenthranolite. Oh, I can already smell it.
Oh, there, okay.
It smells great.
It smells grape. It smells good. So I'll just get a beaker to pour it in.
That's probably enough.
Okay. Seal this back up for another 4 years. Oh, okay.
And there it is. Our flavor. Whoa, it's like rainbow.
I don't think pure methylenthranolate is yellow. It should be clear. So this stuff's old. That's okay. It's okay to be old.
Okay. How are we doing here? What's the update?
Right now it's at around 260, and you can see like how much thicker it is. The bubbles are definitely having a hard time to go through, and according to what I've seen online, 260 is the middle of something called the hardball stage. But when it hits 270, it will become the soft crack stage. And then once it hits 290, it will transition into the hard crack stage. And when I was making cinnamon candies,
I pulled a little aggressively.
I wanted
That's a fair point.
crack.
I pulled a little aggressively.
That
That's
ends
a fair
at 310
point. I pulled
Fahrenheit,
a little
though.
aggressively.
And we're
That's a
going to
fair
bring it up
point.
10 degrees higher to 320, which is just slightly above hard crack.
So it's harder crack.
I'm
Yeah,
a little
I think
ambitious,
it's
but we
super
lived
hard
it.
crack.
It's strictly
I
fine.
don't think it has a name. But if you go past that, I think by even like 5 or 10 degrees, you start getting to the caramelization phase, which is bad. So it really is that we want to push it to the absolute limit of how viscous it can get. And that in turn will make the hardest candy possible. That is my understanding of it, which I think it makes sense. So we're getting there. But I think in the meantime, what we need to do is get this hunk of metal, put it here.
Can't stun the tank, dude.
And then I'll take the whole thing out.
It's not fair.
Actually pretty heavy. I have no idea how heavy it actually is, but it's gotta be like 40 pounds or something. Just a hunk of metal. But either way, you can undo these, remove its shackles, and then we can take out the main thing. So you can see, it's not that complicated. And look, I can turn it on and hit stir. That's it. It just spins. Nothing crazy.
And what are those 2 pipes?
This pipe here is gonna be gas in. So it means that it's dropping the gas right next to the blades, which is actually really important. I'm only realizing this now, is it means it hits the blade and then gets blasted into the rest of whatever you're mixing. So you really do get the gas to mix well. And the other one, this one is a thermocouple, which allows us to detect temperature. But either way, for now I'll put this here. And for this thing, it's kind of annoying, but we can't use this whole contraption. It messes everything up, so we're just
Don't look at them, look at me.
No.
Don't look at them, look at me.
And
it's me, I'm the tank. Don't look at them. Look at me.
Just this tube, which is just really thick metal to take high pressure, back into here. And now without the big, sleeve around it, I can reload this back in. And what I'll do now is I'll turn on the heating. So you can see there it says 25C right now, and the goal is for it to get to 132. And I probably should have started earlier because it kind of has to like coincide with when the sugar's done. But either way, with this heating, we're good. Look at that. So goopy.
So now we're in the hard crack stage.
Yes, we are officially in hard crack. We have hard crack.
Nice.
Let's just stop making that joke.
Why? It's a funny joke.
It's really frothing now. The alarm is going off. I can smell what smells like, 320, okay. So right now we're at 320. We have to stop heating it because otherwise you can see the color. It's turning to caramel. And I'm definitely not panicking right now that we ruined all of our sugar. But I think it's okay because we just let it spike. And as long as it goes down, we'll be okay. Either way though, what we have to do now is add the food coloring. So what do you think is a good number? How many drops?
2 of each.
Oh, I put 3. That's an accident. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. You gotta go even amounts. And then we mix it around and we should get some purple. No, that's just brown.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is good. This is real grape. And so the next thing we have to do, or the last thing, is the flavor. And I'm arbitrarily going with 1.5 mils based on borderline nothing. Okay, it looks like 1.5. You shoot it. Okay. Stir it around. Should mix in.
That smells so good. It kind of smells like gloves.
A little bit. Yeah, all the methylene, all that smoke steam stuff is just methylene-thranolate.
Oh, it smells like burnt plastic.
Oh yeah, it singes the nostrils. Either way, we're good. Now we have to go quick.
Either way, we're good.
Step 1, open this up, put it on here.
That's what I want from my candy. I want it to really singe the nostrils.
And then we have to add all of the sugar into it. Okay, just YOLO. We just go for it. Uh-oh, don't tell me it's freezing.
No, we're okay. Hold on.
It's already like gooing. I don't think that's really gonna make it.
No, that's it.
Yeah, it's really thickening up, so I think I'm just gonna bail now. It's pretty sticky. Look at that. Okay, it's pretty sticky.
Oh my goodness. That's gonna make a lot of pop rocks.
I hope. But now I think we have to go relatively fast. Just this. So that's loaded on. Now we need to add the shackles. And what this does is it keeps the whole thing from exploding. And then there's one back here. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. And now the only other thing we have to do is connect to the CO2 tank. So here, the CO2 tank just connects by a compression fitting.
Yeah, we're picking up a lot of just
a quick release would be obviously better, but
that's
whatever.
a TBC dungeon for you, though.
So with the CO2 connected, I'll go to my tank here. Shows the tank is at
actually 700
psi
space.
or 800 psi. And as I turn this, it's going to change the delivery. We have to go to 750.
Why 750? Is that what the patent said?
Yeah, it just said that it was important. So what I'm going to do now is open this one, which opens it to air, and then I'll slowly bubble the other one in, and it'll just it'll purge the inside.
Damn, this dungeon's long as hell too. What the hell?
I can smell the gas, the grape, but it'll purge the chamber from.
I'll just stop looting bodies. Simple.
And then now, when I shut it, I can open it, and this should go up to like 5 megapascals. So it's hovering around 4.9, and I'll turn on the stirring now. What? Okay.
Did it just turn off?
Yeah. What? Well, this is not a thing I expected to happen. Why is it just turning off? What?
This is bad. this is really bad. This is not good.
Oh, it might be detecting too much resistance.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Because the temperature is too low. It's at 114. Like, we need to go up to the 132 mark. Maybe I'll put like 100 RPMs just so it's like actually mixing.
You did 200?
Yeah. Should we push the limit of what this thing can do? I think you can do 300.
Okay, we made it.
The problem is that according to the patent, you have to have at least 500 RPM for it to be good.
So can we climb there slowly as the sugar heats up?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Okay, so it's at 120. I think we can go 400.
I'll resuscitate you.
Let's see. Come on.
Only time will tell.
Come on. Ooh! We did it! We got to 400 RPM! I'm gonna keep pushing it. Let's get to 500. Don't turn off.
Oh, dude, that's so risky.
I think it has what it takes.
Start the timer now. 5 minutes.
I think I'm gonna try 600.
Dude,
what the hell?
Come on. 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 Come on.
There you go.
We did it. But I think I can push it to 700.
No, dude.
I think 700 gives better results. So we'll go 700. If this works, come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Oh! Okay, we're in. We got it. So right now it's 6:43. I'll put my timer on for 5 minutes. Also, I should probably explain what we're even doing here with this whole fancy contraption.
Yeah.
It's just a high pressure heater stirrer. And the idea is that all the sugar we put in there, we're holding at ideally around like 126 to 132 C. And by stirring it and filling the whole chamber with a certain pressure of CO2 gas, the idea is to just smash bubbles into the sugar. I don't think it dissolves in the sugar. I think it's really literally like if you just mixed honey really quickly, it kind of froths up and gets like a white-ish color to it. That's what we're doing, except to hot sugar. And that's it. But either way, we're actually really close. That whole explanation completely messed up our schedule. And we kind of have to set up an entire ice bath for the next step. So I'm gonna panic right now. Where's the bucket? Here. So, horrible mess. We're at 8 minutes. I mean, 8 minutes, that's like, you know, 8 minutes is like the new 4 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
But
how
either
it
way,
works.
now all we need to do is basically shut it down. Okay, both these valves are closed already. So then I will close the CO2 tank. So now it's not emitting any extra gas, and then I can undo this while under pressure, which isn't ideal, but should be fine. Should just make noise. There's not much gas in the line, so I can get rid of this CO2 tank. And the idea now is I can turn off the heating, and now I just have to carry it manually and shove it into the ice. And I should say what we're trying to do here. Basically, I mentioned the whole froth of CO2, gas, and sugar before. The idea here is that we want to maintain that froth, but basically freeze it while the CO2 is mixed with the sugar. That's all the ice bath is doing. We want to cool it as fast as we can. My only thing is like, I just feel like if you turn off the stirring, the stuff at the center just stops being combined with the sugar. But maybe you want some of the, okay, maybe I'll turn it off.
Yeah, because you might make it too fizzy.
Yeah,
right?
you might make it too foamy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. You might want to turn it off so that it has time to kind of like
trap the large air bubbles.
Correct. Like the air bubbles can coalesce.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, when do we take it out? When is it actually done?
One place I read said to keep it in here for 2 to 3 hours, which to me is absolute insanity. I think an hour at most. I'm thinking like 30 minutes.
We gave it 30 minutes.
The temperature is now 16.7 C. And inside of this should be now a completely solid mass of sugar that hopefully is mixed with CO2. And all we have to do now is get it out.
All right.
So I'll do this. I'm gonna put this here. And I'll get rid of that giant leaky bucket of water. And now, theoretically, all we have to do is open it up. So opening now. I felt something. I didn't hear anything, but I felt a sugar thing go blunk, blunk. Okay, I'll just open it. If this didn't work, I'll just cry. Last of the shackles are removed. For the moment of truth. Oh, it's solid in there. Oh my God. Oh, that sugar definitely exploded. Okay, so I'm gonna just scoop some out. Oh, it's like, whoa. Because I'm exploding, dude, it's jumping out of the container. This is popping. Okay. Oh. I think that rock might be dangerous. Like, oh my God, like oh my God. When you break it apart, it actually just like explodes. Like, yeah, I'm not eating the big shards.
Dude,
I think
put that giant one in your mouth.
No, I think that would actually kill me. Did you hear that? Dude, look at this. I'll just drop it on the ground, look. It just explodes. It flies off. I don't think this is safe to eat.
Dude.
Holy.
Dude. What did we create?
Pop rocks. So I think I gotta just try it.
Explosive
I'm not doing a
pop
large shard.
rocks.
I'm actually terrified of these. But we gotta test this for the pops. There's some big ones in here. I'm kind of scared.
They're popping.
You got the sound.
I mean,
pretty good.
I have one problem. It's completely inedible. It's horrible tasting.
Oh.
Oh no.
So
it's inedible?
Yeah, the flavor's awful. I do not recommend using this much methylphenolate. But besides that, I think we did it. I think we fundamentally did it and proved that this actually does work to make Pop Rocks, and it worked totally fine. But I think we should do it at least just one last time to make them actually
yeah, make them good though.
And we're gonna do that really fast.
Yeah. That's gonna be like. Now, very quickly, we get the flavor, but instead of like what 1 point
Good
something
comedic
mils,
timing from
I'm
these
using
guys.
60 microliters, about 30 times less than before. That's it.
That's it?
It's a lot more powderized.
Whoa.
That's good. I hear the pops already. It's a little bit gooier. Get some. Here, let's try this. Wow. Honestly, all I can say is, wow. These are, in my opinion, without directly comparing, indistinguishable from commercial grape Pop Rocks. The flavor, good, and the fizz is exactly the same. If you put this in one of the little packets you buy and gave it to me, I would never know the difference. They're perfect. I never actually dreamed of it turning out this well. This is like way better than I could have ever imagined. I dare you.
Which one?
Don't eat that.
Let's
I think
go.
I think it'll actually like cause a problem.
Let's go.
No, don't. Why would you do that?
It was like an explosion of flavor in my mouth.
So you think it's worth doing?
Yeah.
I hate this. This
Dude,
makes me so scared.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Trust me.
Oh my god! It's like someone punched you in the top of the mouth. Whoa. I gotta say, that was an experience. Anyway. I think, from what I've experienced, we've mastered normal Pop Rocks enough. And I'm very happy with how everything turned out. I'm probably even gonna do this just on my own to make my own Pop Rocks now. I'm not gonna ever pay for overpriced Pop Rocks ever again. That being said, I'm done. So, these Pop Rocks somehow ended up turning out, and just like all of our other projects, I'm kind of genuinely surprised that it wasn't a total failure. Something that I also wanted to mention is that I don't think we're quite done trying to make our own Pop Rocks, and what I want to try next is making the world's most dangerous Pop Rocks, where I infuse it with something like silane gas, which will spontaneously ignite on contact with air. With that being said though, I hope you learned something from this whole project and video, but if you didn't, I think this is yet another perfect opportunity to talk about Brilliant, the sponsor of this video. I've actually been using Brilliant for a really long time now. .org/NileBlue,
Where's this code?
or by scanning the QR code on the screen, or by clicking this link.
Yeah. Amazing video. Nile Blue always delivers. If you want to try out Brilliant, use his code. Incredible stuff.
You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. But with all that being said, I'm done.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Awesome. I need to clean up my dinner anyway, so we will do another break. I don't know if I've got 4 more dungeons in me tonight. I'm starting to feel a little bit sleepy. Starting to feel a little bit sleepy. It's a slightly better neck than what I'm wearing now, but it's hard to let go of some of this stuff. I like some of this stuff. But I suspect I'll like getting geared out as a tank even more. Just as I will like being able to get transmog on this guy. Very excited for that. Monk transmog this tier is very cool for those of the tanking persuasion. The Raid Finder is honestly the most decent looking one as well. Get the Mythic Flare on there and that'll be sick. But I'm not yet kitted enough to get into Nerubar Palace. I gotta keep grinding. But let me clean up my dinner. Check on my babies. I'll be back in a second. Bernard's lost a little bit of weight over the week. It's disconcerting. wasn't sure I was going to let the sweet babies into the stream room, but I appear to have been vetoed on that. They barged their way in here and said, no. We're gonna all outnumber you, and you have to let us stay. So I guess we'll do that. All right, babies, you win. You win. You win. You can stay. You can stay. That's fine. You win. But that does mean that I won't be able to do any more sweaty content if I've let them in. I can't be wiping my group as a tank. No, here they all come now, one by one, making their way to my lap. Here they all come. Here come the babies.